You don't need to have it all figured out right now. And I know that could be hard and a tough pill to swallow and just difficult to believe, because the world would have you think the opposite. The way that we're conditioned is that we need to have it all figured out. And if we don't have it all figured out, then we're not going to be able to get to the places that we want to get to, be the versions of ourselves that we want to be, and have the things that we want to have in life. And I'm just coming to terms with the simple truth that that isn't the only truth. Having it all figured out would mean that there's no reason to have a human experience. There's no reason to even be here right now. Because if we had it all figured out, what would be the point? Why would we decide to incarnate into these bodies if we already know everything and had a direct, linear path to everything that we want and need to become and express in our lives? I just don't see the point in that. I think it can be a very powerful place to not have any idea what is next, to not have any idea of what to do, to be in a place where you feel like you're in between. You're not quite to the version of yourself that you want to be yet. You're not quite to the life that you have envisioned in your imagination yet. And for some reason, we think that there's something wrong with that, because we think that there's something wrong with our present moment experience. Because we are so tied to insisting that the outside look a certain way in order for us to feel good about ourselves and feel like we're making progress and feel like we're doing the right things, to feel like we're safe because we have everything figured out. And I just want to soften this for you guys, because it completely takes you out of the present moment. And if we're not living in the present moment, how can anything come from it? Because we're always looking to the future in order for something to come to us. We're always thinking in that anxiety mindset of what's going to happen in the future. Will I actually get to the place that I want to get to? Will I actually be the version of myself that I know I'm capable of being and living? And then that just adds more resistance. It adds more struggle to your life experience than is necessary. It's a part of the process to not know. It's not a step back, it's actually a step forward to not have it all figured out, to accept the fact that you don't know what's next. You don't know where your life is taking you. But that's part of the sense of adventure. If we knew everything that was going to happen, what would be the point? If you knew the ending to a movie, would you even consider watching it? Because the enjoyment is in the journey of not knowing how you get to that end point. So you can have an expectation of your wanted end, and it's fine to have that. But you have to get into the place and the mind space of accepting that you have no idea how you're going to get to that end picture of the movie. So just imagine that you've seen the ending to a movie and you know what's going to happen. And you know that you're going to actually live happily ever after at the end of that movie, because you've seen the final scene from your imagination. You've seen what's going to happen. Would you be anxious then? Would you be freaking out about how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, if you already knew that it is going to happen? Or would you just enjoy your current state where you're at right now, where you don't know what bridge of incidents had to take place in order to get to that final scene of that movie, of the movie of your life? Because you're the main character. And the main character in a movie, if it's a good movie, goes through a lot of ups and downs, trials and tribulations and challenges. But it's exciting to watch that unfold as the member of the audience. Because if it was just a smooth, linear process to get to that expected end, then life would just be boring, wouldn't it? If there was no challenges, if there was no unknown, if it was all just a met expectation constantly, no surprises, that just sounds like a very boring movie. And being the main character that you are, that's not what you want to live. It's really not. As much as you think you want to just have it all figured out, know the whole map and scope of your life and what's going to come and what it's going to take and where it's going to take you and the people you're going to meet and the opportunities that are going to happen and the challenges that are going to come your way. If you knew all that beforehand, it would stop you from taking action because you'd be afraid of it. But if you accept that you're in that space of not knowing what's next and get excited about that and look forward to that and know that with God all things are possible, know that you're going to be safe. Challenges don't have to be some huge obstacle in your life, something that's absolutely terrifying and fear-based. They can actually be exciting. Even the things that are seemingly negative in your life that occur can be defined as positive if you choose to. And then you will therefore get a positive outcome from it because you're not defining it negative. If you squeeze an orange, do you expect apple juice or orange juice? If you define something negative, do you expect anything positive to come out of that? Well, then why don't you define it as positive so that you can have a positive outcome from that experience that you're having? Because again, if you knew everything that was going to happen, all the unfolding to get you to that expected end at the end of that movie, you wouldn't take the steps because you wouldn't think you'd be able to handle it. But you can. And that's the fun thing. That's the exciting thing. Is that if something is supposed to unfold in your life from the actions that you're taking currently, acting on your passion and on your excitement and on your joy, you know you can handle anything that comes because it wouldn't come if you couldn't handle it. It literally wouldn't and couldn't, because life is just an outpicturing of your passions and excitements and of your feelings about yourself and about life itself. So just rest in that. Rest in the fact that, look, you can have the mindset of, I know everything's going to work out for me. At the end of the day, at the end of this movie that is my life, everything's going to work out. I'm going to be happy, joyful, and satisfied and live happily ever after. Rest in that knowing and then look forward to the unfolding of it. Knowing that God and the universe, your higher self, your inner being, would never put something in your path that you are incapable of handling. Because what's the point of that? If you can't handle it, there's no way to learn from something that you can't actually handle. You're strong enough. You're powerful enough. You're wise enough. You're smart enough. You're enlightened enough. You've gone through enough. You can do it. Just be present. Don't insist and expect outcomes to look a certain way. Just go with the downstream flow. See what happens. And bless yourself in the not knowing. Because it's an absolutely powerful place to be. So you do not have to have it all figured out right now. You're not meant to have it all figured out. That's part of the joy of the journey. So I hope this helps you and resonates with you. I love you very much, and we'll see you next time.